as you know, there are a lot of things you need to put in consideration while registering your candidates for any citizen. Usually the first thing you should check is the academic session. As you can see up here, we have the academic session selected as 2023, but because we are registering the CASS year 1 for the students that will be writing in 2026, their year 1 is going to start from 2022. That is when the student started the SS1, 2022. Then you select this. Now after selecting 2022, the next thing is for you to go to student and subject selection. Now you notice that 2022 is selected and unchecked, so you cannot update it from here. So what is the student's gender? For this one, it's a male. Now there are things you cannot change in WAEC. That is why you have to be careful when making your entry for this CASS registration. Now both WAEC and NECO doesn't allow you to update date of birth after the year of the registration. Let's say for this year 2025, the students who just wrote the just completed examination can be able to update any of their information, their name, their date of birth, their subject. For the subject, you can update it when the exam was going on, because probably you have provision to be able to update your subjects for WAEC, for NECO and for WAEC. For WAEC, they don't allow you to update during examination, but before the exam starts you can be able to make those corrections. Then for NECO, you can be able to change your subject. The 9 subjects you are selecting, you can change the non-compulsory subjects within the period of examination. If the subjects, let's say in case you miss a subject or you selected the wrong one, you can be able to change it. That is, they are paid, and they are usually between 10 to 15,000 naira per correction. So you can change your name, your date of birth and the subject during the time of examination for both WAEC and NECO. But then for after the examination, you can be able to correct your name. You can be able to correct your date of birth. You can be able to correct the name includes the surname, the first name and others. You can be able to correct them completely. But after your result is out, you can only be able to make spelling corrections, add or remove middle name, update just spelling, but you can't remove a name completely, but you can rearrange them. Your first name was on surname and your surname was on first name. You can be able to make all those corrections. So you have to be careful when making entries for students. That is why you need to give them the provision of correction before you upload. And anytime you upload any data to CASS, you can only add another entry. You cannot modify the entry that has already been uploaded to the database. So the only time you have option to do modification is while you are still working offline. Then after it has been uploaded online, you have to pay to update it at your state office. So that is why you have to be very careful. Then if the exam is out, everything is out, and that year has passed, you can never update your date of birth. So officially you can never update your date of birth. So don't call and ask if you want to update your date of birth and other things. No, you can only update name and other things, not date of birth. So be careful while making entries. This is also a warning to students. Make sure you are giving your correct information. Preferably, please check your national ID card. If there's any modification you need to do on your national ID card, do it now. Do any modification on your national ID card now, so that you won't have conflicted data. Your national ID card is reading a different thing, your date of birth, your WAEC information is reading a different thing, your NECO information reading a different thing. So you won't feel it if you are not planning to proceed to any other institution after secondary school. You won't feel it if you are not looking for any job. Also, if you are a business person, you don't even need your certificates and other things. You might only need it maybe for certain reasons, but you won't care much than for somebody who is getting a conventional job. So be careful with your information, and I hope that this will be a helpful information to school administrators. Please give the students the opportunity to vet their data. If possible, let them sign the offline registration data form, so that they won't come back to the school. Usually the parents will blame it on the school for not giving the students the information ahead of time. And remember that now everything is going digital, so the numbers that you find on the payment slip, they're all printed. You can't negotiate any price with anybody. You just have to pay what's that, and the cost of mistakes recently is very high. For NECO, you pay up to 70,000 naira for you to make any modifications on your surname, first name, other name. For WAEC, it's about 35,000 naira for you to make modifications on any of this: surname, first name, other name for previous year. So that's very bad. Let's try it. We would first need I'll go to pictures. Remember, if a picture is above this, it won't go. So what do? We go and look for a picture that matches the requirements. Let's go resize picture. I'll just go to pictures because that's it. Okay, so now that we have a picture, we can now enter the surname. It's just a template. So is male, disability, normal. For the date of birth, you can enter it by selecting from here. Let's say this student was born 1995. So the maximum that is you should assign for should be 1991, because by next year 1991 becomes 35 years maximum age. So we have a maximum of 1995 on Y. For NECO, it will be 2000 this coming year, and this year was 1999. Next year will be 2000 because it's a maximum of 26 years. Then we have March, and then we have 11. Then the phone number of the student, you can enter anything. So remember, it just collects anything you type in there, but phone number is limited to, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then email, So we have something like this for the subject. Let's say this student goes with marketing for trade subjects. Remember, you must include a trade subject in Nigeria. So, and this student might be doing science or arts. So let's assume this is what we have for this student, and then we confirm. So this is what concludes our registration process for this student. So according to what I'm saying, this student might not have been registered, but let's look at our list. Edit registration, year 1 2022. Now the student has not been registered. The system is not saving the data to the database, so let's start again, because you might encounter the same issue. So make sure that you have a response that corresponds to what you're supposed to have. I would still use this. So I can use for genders, I can use F or M on the keyboard to select my gender. Remember, the first process I was using my mouse, but now I decided to use the keyboard. Secondly, the date of birth. The date of birth, let's say this is 11th, you use the right arrow key to shift on the date of birth. March is number 3, so I will take 1995. Then for phone numbers, you can put anything, but make sure that it's a valid phone number. Then for email, I'll just put, then I'll just go back to my subjects. Remember, I know the positions of my subjects, 1, 2, 3, 4. I know from where a particular subject is starting, and there are trade subjects, there are art subjects, there are science subjects, and all of them are usually grouped within a particular number. For 2, I'm going to art subjects. For 5, I'm going to science subject where we have agri, biology, chemistry. Then physics comes below health education and physical education. That makes it 14 subjects, and I'll submit. Let's see if we have this thing is still not working. So what will happen if you still encounter the same problem? The next thing is for you to log out of the application. It means the database is not initialized, and then a lot of funny things are going on in the background. So allow it to log out, then we'll try to launch the application again. Good. Let's log back in. And let's try again. Let's pick this image, but rather let me use the same image and see if the image is the issue. So that if the image is the issue, I should be able to understand, and then because this image was saved So go with user at so subjects. So submit. Okay, still not saving. Let's change the image and see. We go with this. Submit. Still not working. So it seems this database is corrupted, but I'll look into the issue with the database and come back to resolve it. So now that we are encountering a lot of problem on this very software, I will resolve this issue because you might be facing the same problem on your own end. Then we'll look at it on another tutorial, but that's the process of registration, but you are supposed to receive a response.